有的人问我，你为什么不拍中国的黑的一面，中国的不好的一面？你为什么不拍？
I read the New York Times. I've noticed that the coverage on China has become more and more negative.
Most people in the Western world have a lot of misunderstandings about China.
We wanted the international audiences to experience China authentically.
I was talking about people living in the nature and without a special period.
My name is Malcolm Clark. I'm a film director from the UK.
Edgar Barons.
And the Oscar goes to?
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nick. For the past several years, I've been living in China, making films about China. Through my films, I can bring China and the rest of the world closer together. I read the New York Times, and I've noticed that the coverage on China has become more and more negative. I do feel that there is a kind of a predisposition editorially in the New York Times to look for negative stories about China, particularly American, but also Western. China is stronger militarily, stronger economically, stronger academically. All these things predispose reporters to question whether or not China's renaissance, China's rise, is a good thing or a kind of existential threat. People are now trying to play what in English we say gotcha journalism. So journalism which says, ha-ha, we found a mistake, we found something that you've done wrong. I made a film some years ago called Better Angels. What we were doing was trying to make a film that had to show the positive benefits to the world of China and America working together.
When we think about the one place that seems to be doing us better than we're doing us, it's them. People go to China to get a glimpse of the future now.
Fear and mistrust of people you don't know.
For us in the United States, that's threatening.
We're not yet enemies.
To make the better angels of our nature dominate amidst the maelstrom of events.
I don't like bullies, I don't like violence. I despise the idea that, someone should be discriminated against because of the color of their skin or their accent. It's wrong on so many levels. It's hard to kind of get my head around it. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum.
他其实在生活中是一个非常平和的人，
很幽默、很风趣，也非常热爱生活。所以我们在他的作品里面，经常也会看到他用就是没有带着偏见的眼光去诠释那些人物的關係、人物的故事。
原本我以為我哋會。
Keep going. No, go back. I'm sorry. There. People are not props in a movie. People are the raw material. What they feel, what they think. Best documentary films, in my opinion, are the films that get people to be emotionally accessible and emotionally honest. And that requires a huge amount of trust. Drive Like a Girl was about a young woman who had seriously improved her circumstances by taking a job as a truck driver. Despite the amount of prejudice and resistance to seeing, someone who is this size driving a huge truck.
来看哈。另外还是全女天窗，圈圈。
到时候跟他也改一下。
我也能开上4个圈圈的车车。
男人的奥迪，女人的迪奥，孩子的奥迪奥。
I don't think that audiences in the West are being told the Chinese people are good. Audiences in the West are starved of information about China, and they need to hear more. One of the things that's impressive now is that people who are very poor, but they work so hard. They're very diligent to feed their families and look after their parents and their relatives. And that was amazing to see. And I think that's something which we don't really appreciate enough in the West. We need to hear more about the breadth of China, the loves, the hates, the successes, the failures. Chinese people tend to be a little bit restrained, difficult to tell me. But if you can do it, I found that Chinese people can be very emotional and very honest and very affecting.
我的爸是2008年的时候走的，那时我是26岁。他走得很突然嘛，那是，一下就晕过去了，根本就是来不及送往医院了。如果是落到现在的嘛，这我们老家到医院也就是40分钟时间，当时是几个小时，没得办法的。他走了那么久了嘛，我这到这里我现在挺难受，哎，真的挺难过。哎，这下了哈，这是真的遗憾，特别遗憾，没让他好好的休息一天，还是。
The story of Secretary Chung was interesting principally because of Secretary Chung. He was very emotional, was very attached to the community, and very kind, really admirable. He wasn't getting paid a lot. And when Western people see Chinese people being as honest about the difficulties of their lives and their relationships, and I think they will understand them better by seeing real things. They say, oh, they're just like us.
Hello. Hi, very nice to meet you. Hello. Hello. Very nice to see you.
I watch whatever episodes of
two
of this. Yeah. Okay. 你好，你好。
妙彤老师你好，
你们都一起？
对对对，
一起过来。
对，
好。So you watched a couple of episodes?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, great.
Good. Thank you.
I will use in this.
Excellent. Yeah, I read your introduction. It was very good. I admire it.
Chinese, you read it?
Well, I read the translation.
Ah, okay.
I think I should have some of these. These are the.
我开始介绍完之后，还是能在客户，然后他
为什么我们今天专门请来了知名的英国导演柯文思？那么他是2届奥斯卡奖的得主，他现在定居在上海。OK。
China needs to be better understood by the rest of the world, but somehow real understanding is still elusive. I agreed to do the program because I think it's important that people hear all kinds of points of view. Yes, I mean, I was one of the group of filmmakers who were accused of being pro-China. It's okay, I don't mind. I mean, it doesn't embarrass me or make me feel bad, but it's wrong. And I am for talk about the difficulties and address the difficulties, not this kind of crazy propaganda jihad against China. That serves nobody's interest.
从人出发去讲普通人的故事，您是已经完全抓到了这一点。那是不是对于很多想要讲中国故事的中国的讲述者来说，这一点也非常重要？
It would be far more authentic, different, but more authentic, if Chinese people could tell Chinese stories to the world. Now, more and more talented young people are going into film schools, and I hope 5 years from now that there is a whole generation of young filmmakers from China who can tell Chinese stories so that I can take a rest. I don't do much teaching. Whenever I'm asked to guest lecture, I always say yes. So I really want you to be a little brave and a little different to the way you maybe do many classes, because I want you to speak up. And Chinese filmmakers need to hear from foreign filmmakers, because I would like to see the documentary tradition get stronger and more vibrant in China, because I think it will help China. They make a film, but they have. And I think this language of film is incredibly powerful, and so we should speak this language, the language of film, as eloquently and as well as we can. It's always better to talk than to fight, and it's always better to listen rather than argue.